Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to the home of Janie and Jody and Kristen's Coffee House Deluxe. We've decided we're going to convert one of the upstairs rooms. We're just going to put cots in there, and then that way we can just stay over and not have to drive home. And little retreat, that's right. So for those of you who were here last night, you know what I'm talking about. The coffee house was incredible. The music was awesome. The fellowship was awesome. We had 55 chairs set up, and we had to bring in over 20 more chairs. So it was, It was literally standing room only. So, of course, everybody wants them to do it again, but that's up to them. So we will let them recover from this one, and then get all the adrenaline out from this one, and then we'll schedule another one. It was awesome. It was really wonderful to have all that love in the room. It was very special. Thank you. So, speaking of love, welcome to Unity of Palmyra. We're centered in love. We embrace a positive path for spiritual living, and today it is all about love. We're going to be talking about love in its many forms and the importance of loving ourselves so that we can fully love others. What do you think about that concept? Amen. That's right. We are an open and affirming congregation. We love you exactly as you are in all of your magnificent glory. And we're absolutely delighted that you're here this morning and that you're following us on Facebook or on YouTube. And this is a preemptive also, Happy Valentine's Day. So let's take a minute to get centered and grounded. Oh, in whatever space you're in, I invite you to take a nice, big, deep breath. And as you exhale, sink into your heart space. And just feel the love. Feel the love that you are. For in the deepest center of our being, love is our true essence. We could say that life is simply an exercise in learning to embody and demonstrate love. And so we become fully present. With every breath, we let go of what was and what will be, and we give ourselves the gift of being here now. We turn off the phones, we quiet our minds, we open our hearts, and we are eager to receive the many gifts of this day. And as always, we enter into this experience with incredible gratitude as we say thank you for this time to come apart for a while. Thank you for whatever safe space you are in today. And most especially, thank you for one another. And so it is. Amen. So we start today by affirming that love is our decision. Let's stand and sing.
Love is my decision. No way. Can we start over?
Would you like to start that over?
Okay. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. It's love is my decision. No one else can tell me to stop. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. His love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. His love is my decision. There's no one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Yes, love is my decision, right here and now. His love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. His love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. His love is my decision, right here and now.
Beautiful. Let's share now in our vision together, centered in love. We embrace a positive path for spiritual living. And our mission, wherever we are, everywhere we are, we provide a welcoming community that inspires and encourages all who gather here through the teaching, sharing, and practice of universal spiritual principles. And one of the ways we practice those principles is to honor wherever you are on your journey. So Trudy is wearing Eagles colors. I'm wearing Chiefs colors. We honor all paths, people. So if you are comfortable with a hug, we will bring it on in. If you're more comfortable with a handshake, we will respect that. And if you want us to leave you completely alone, we totally understand, and we will honor whatever bubble you create around yourself. Have a great time. Go Chiefs.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Here we go, sing with us. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Myra, the children are collecting what we call the noisy offering, and so we just throw in whatever change we have, and all of the proceeds go toward the youth program. So they make a joyful noise, and now they go off to Sunday school. All right, a couple of announcements this morning. Our prayer chaplains are Sam Sherman. Where's Sam? He's usually right there. Okay.
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
He's so shy and retiring. You know, if we could only get him to come out of his shell. And Dan Christopher, they are both in the room this morning, and they will be holding sacred space for us during the service and also be available in this nice private corner of the sanctuary after the service if you would like some one-on-one prayer. Again, a big thank you for the coffee house last night. The Shoot the Moon Trio, which is Janie, Jody, and Kristen, donated their time last night for the coffee house, and we raised almost $1,200. And the particularly wonderful part about that is that was a non-budgeted event. So there you go. Sorry, you know how I love my budgets. Yeah. So the unconscious bias workshop is going to be held Sunday, March 5th from 1 to 4 after church. And I think that is I'm looking for, thank you. That's going to be hybrid, in person and Zoom? We don't know yet. So we don't know yet if that's going to be hybrid, so stay tuned. Also, we are on for game night. I'm looking at Charles on April 1st, right? April 1st, April Fools, we're going to have a game night, which should be a lot of fun. You know, I have a set of dishes that'll be perfect for you to serve on for that night. That was actually one of the sets I was going to keep, Holly. They're really cute. They have playing cards all around the rim of them. Okay, so I also wanted to give you a couple of heads up. Next Sunday, the 19th, is our monthly hug meeting, so do plan on staying after for that. And then the following Sunday, the 26th, is actually the beginning of Lent. Did that sneak up on anybody else but your minister who went, oh my gosh, it's Lent? I did some brainstorming with some folks, and the theme that kept coming up for us was surrender. Yes, and that was our original reaction to the theme that kept coming. We're like, really? Do we really want to do surrender? Because really? And then we got the Lenten booklet from Unity headquarters. It's 40 days of letting go. No kidding. And one of the Sundays is all about surrender. So we're surrendering to the theme. So I have read through the entire booklet. It's actually very good this year. We are going to use this as the foundation for our Lenten series. They are free if you want to get them from Unity headquarters. But if you don't want to do that, we're also going to be, every day is a reading. And every day you're letting go of something. They even have them in alphabetical order, which, you know, I love that. And then every Sunday is it's the process of how we let go. We let go through detachment. We let go through surrender. We let go through non-resistance. It's really excellently done this year. So we're going to use this. So what we're doing is we downloaded the digital version. We're converting each day to a JPEG. So we're going to, every morning during Lent, you're going to receive that day's practice. And we're also going to put it on our Facebook page. So you'll get it either way. But we thought, actually, the email blast was actually Sherry's idea. That way it's like there in your inbox at 8 a.m. They're scheduled starting on Ash Wednesday. So I encourage you to read them and just maybe take 10 minutes to meditate on it, maybe journal a little bit, because some of the ones I read, I was like, am I really ready to let go of that? Right? You know, things like complaining and, you know, unforgiveness and, you know, little things like that. Little things, little tiny things. So really embrace this as a practice during this Lenten series. I think it's going to be awesome. So I just wanted to give you that heads up, so when you start seeing these things pop into your inbox on February 22nd, you don't think, who is sending me these things? It's us. We're sending you these things. All right. I think that's it for the announcements. Misty, would you please read the daily word?
Okay, so it's not surrender, it's not letting go.
Yay!
Today's daily word is compassion, which pairs very nicely with love as a verb, right? So we affirm, acts of loving compassion build my strength. Whether in my community or across the world, many people face hardships. As a member of the human family, I am inspired to undertake compassionate action and help however I can. Sometimes just a prayerful thought or simple blessing can make a powerful difference in someone else's life. Other times, I may be able to take more direct action. I may listen to someone deeply as they share the concerns of their heart, or I may volunteer to drive them somewhere or complete errands for them. Regardless of the form my compassionate action takes, I am motivated to be of sacred service, to bring the love and care of God into manifest form through my decisive action. And from Matthew chapter 14, verse 14. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them and cured their sick.
I am home, my family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I'm lifted up in prayer.
So this is the time of our service where we consciously enter into that attitude of prayer, and we have several calls for healing this morning. So we got word on Friday that Jan and Lisa had tested positive for COVID. The good news is they're doing fine. They went to their doctor. Their symptoms are very mild. They were, of course, fully vaccinated, but they're staying home out of an abundance of caution. So send all sorts of lovies to them. Jerry is here, surprising his physical therapist with how quickly his knee is healing. That's right. And we do still have some folks at home recovering from surgeries and procedures. So let's just be grateful for for the doctors who are called to be healers, and for also the energy of healing that we surround everyone with, that energy of recognizing our innate wholeness, and how beautifully science and faith can work together to facilitate our healing. So let's take that energy into our prayer time this morning. So we see everyone hearing these words this morning, affirming, acknowledging, knowing that we are whole, regardless of appearances, regardless of whatever may be showing up in physical reality. In the very core of our being, we are whole. And so right now we call forth that energy of wholeness to radiate out through every cell, every bone, every muscle, every nerve vibrates with wholeness. We see incredible healing happening. We see love, bless you, infusing every cell. Bless you again. I go for 3 usually, but that's okay. We also want to reach out and send our energy, and we will be sending, I'm sure, some of our resources to those who have experienced the earthquake in Turkey and the thousands who have been injured or perished. We know that whenever one of us is suffering, we all suffer. And whenever one of us is healed, we are all healed. We know that we are one, that what is happening halfway around the world impacts all of us. And so we send forth our love, our compassion, and our strength and courage to those being impacted by this natural disaster. We also surround anyone in this community and beyond who may be experiencing a challenge, whether it be financial, physical, relational, emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever has shown up on your path this week. We surround you with love, with compassion, with strength, with resilience, with wisdom and courage. We see you overcoming any obstacle. And even more, we see you transforming these obstacles into opportunities. Transforming any problem that may be in your way into a possibility. Transforming any challenge into an opportunity for change and growth. We know that our thoughts and our feelings create the experience of our world. And so we become very mindful of how we view our path and those who share it. And for anyone experiencing joy or gratitude, and we have so much to be grateful for, we say, share that energy with us now. Send it through that golden web that connects us all. For we know that when our challenges are shared, they are divided, and when our joy is shared, it is multiplied. And finally, we remember always that together or apart, we are always connected at the heart. And so it is. Namaste.
The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. stay. You are beautiful. You are whole. You are beautiful. You are whole. There's a calm surrender to the rush of day, when the heat of the rolling world can be turned away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. Can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. Can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. There's a time for everyone if they only learn that the twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and reason to the wild outdoors, when the heart of the star-crossed Voyager meets in time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. Can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. Thank you so much.
I just love it when the musicians make me cry before I have to speak. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for that, Jody and Kate. So, today is all about love. For those of you familiar with Unity, we know that love is one of Unity's 12 powers. The 12 powers was an interesting construct discerned by Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore. And he believed that these 12 powers or capabilities or attributes, they've been assigned different adjectives, when combined, fully demonstrate the Christ consciousness. And so he discerned them by observing the teachings, the behavior, the life of Jesus the Christ, and said essentially that when we focus on demonstrating these 12 powers, that we too are demonstrating the innate divinity within each one of us. So that is your elevator speech of the description of the 12 powers. Right? I actually have a 12-week series about the 12 powers. But what I want to talk about today is love, and why love is considered one of the 12 powers. Reverend David Williamson has written extensively on the 12 powers, and he says, the power of love is our ability to know oneness with all and to desire that only good comes to all. That means all, right? Not just the people we like or agree with, all. He says, love heals, harmonizes, renews, prospers, and unites. Love is our ability to share and to draw together. Our consciousness of love casts out fear. Now, interestingly, we tend to acknowledge that the other powers are within us, but we oftentimes think of love as something that's outside of us that has to be given to us, right? Or that we can fall into love. But what we learn from the teachings and from the other very wise folks I'm going to share with you today, love is innately who we are. We don't need anyone to give us love. We don't need to fall into or out of love, because we are love at the very core of our being. Eric Butterworth said, you cannot give love to anyone and no one can give love to you. You can be loving, which will create an environment in which others find it easy to radiate and express love and thus be loving to you. Love is not a commodity to give, but a process through which you touch and express your own deeper nature. Love, then, is not the plaything of the emotions or senses, but the action of divine law. Back to David Williamson, he says, what the world needs now is not more love, sweet love, but more loving. In other words, we need to stop looking at love as a noun, but as a verb. Charles Fillmore wrote, we may talk about the wisdom of God, but the love of God must be felt in the heart. It cannot be described, and one who has not felt it can have no concept of it from descriptions. The more we talk about love, the stronger it grows in our consciousness. If we persist in thinking loving thoughts and speaking loving words, we are sure to bring into our experience the feeling of that great love, which is beyond description, the very love of God. You starting to notice the theme here? And then we get to Don Miguel Ruiz. Now, we've studied Don Miguel's books, The Four Agreements and The Fifth Agreement, but he also wrote a beautiful book specifically about love called The Mastery of Love. And here's just a tiny bit from it. He says, we can talk about love and write 1,000 books about it, which he did. But love will be completely different for each of us because we have to experience love. Love is not about concepts. Love is about action. Love in action can only produce happiness. Fear in action can only produce suffering. The only way to master love is to practice love. You don't need to justify your love. You don't need to explain your love. You just need to practice your love. Practice creates the master. And I think this applies not just to people, but to things that we love. So have you ever loved something and felt like you had to justify it to somebody? like Star Trek, right? Or something that you love doing, like rooting for the Eagles, right? Are you waiting for that one? Yeah, I'm subtlety is not my strong suit. Yeah, so it's not just about justifying who we love, but sometimes we feel like we need to justify what we love. I remember one of the things that first attracted me, I think I told you guys this before, to Gretchen Rubin, was how she loved children's literature. I love children's literature. But for years she hid that, because here she was this Supreme Court law clerk and this best-selling author, and she didn't want to tell people that she loved reading the Harry Potter books and she loved reading children's literature, until she finally fessed up. She found this whole other group of people that love reading children's literature and actually formed like a book club with them. It's about not having to justify who or what we love. So then Don Miguel goes on, he says, the teachings that come from India, from the Toltecs, the Christians, the Greeks, from societies all over the world come from the same truth. They talk about reclaiming your divinity and finding God within you. This is very consistent with Jesus' teaching, saying the kingdom of heaven is within. They talk about having your heart completely open and becoming wise. Can you imagine what kind of world this would be if all humans opened their hearts and found the love inside? Of course we can do it. Everyone can do it in their own way. It's not about following any imposed idea. It's about finding yourself. When you love with no conditions, you the human and you the God align with the spirit of life moving through you. Your life becomes the expression of the beauty of spirit. Life is nothing but a dream, and if you create your life with love, your dream becomes a masterpiece of art. So the theme here is, when all is said and done, the greatest power is love. There's an interesting, again from one of Gretchen Rubin's books, she quoted Pierre Reverdy. He said, there's no love. There are only proofs of love. Whatever love I might feel in my heart, others will see only my action. What's that old saying? The best laid plans, or the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? Took me a while to figure out what that meant. But it's consistent with what he's observing here. We can feel all the love in the world, but if we're not being loving, if our actions are not loving, then there is no love. So then we get to one of Jesus' greatest teachings, when asked, what are the great commandments? What is the greatest of all the commandments? And remember, at the time, this was the Jewish leadership who was very closely aligned with the Roman government. And so when they asked Jesus, what is the greatest of all the commandments, they were trying to trip him up. They were trying to find something that they could persecute him for, right? Because he was really getting underneath their skin. And so he knew obviously what they were trying to do. And he said, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul, and to love your neighbor as yourself. They found it really hard to argue with that. To love your neighbor as yourself. So let's look at 1 Corinthians 13. And I'm going to read the whole chapter, not just the part, the lovey-dovey part that we put in the wedding ceremonies. Because the whole piece, the context is important. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and I give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. I saw a reframe of that. Love doesn't keep score, unlike tonight. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror, then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. So what if we were to, and this is just a thought, love ourselves the way that's described in 1 Corinthians 13. What if we were to be patient and kind with ourselves? What if we would stop comparing ourselves and stop being harsh and irritable with ourselves? There's I forget what it is, but one of the weight loss commercials is really kind of cute. It's people come up and they say, I want to return this. And the woman behind the counter says, what are you returning? And she said, my negative self-talk. I really want to get rid of this. And she said, well, where did you get it? She said, social media. She said, yeah, we're getting a lot of this returned lately. Right? What if we were willing to treat ourselves with the kind of love described here? To love ourselves unconditionally, instead of, I'll be happy or I'll love myself when. What's your when? Like, I'll love myself when I lose weight. Has anybody lost and gained the same 25 pounds over and over and over again, right? Yep. Thank you, you are my people. I'll love myself if I make more money. I'll love myself if I'm in a relationship. I'll love myself if I have whiter teeth, right? What is your condition? So how have you been holding your love and your acceptance of yourself hostage with all your conditions? We're exploring this in Embracing the Gifts of Our Shadow class. And by the way, those of you in the class, you are blowing me away with the work you're doing. The vulnerability and the courage you are showing to dig deep it's so gratifying. Jody was telling me that she couldn't sleep last night because her adrenaline was just off the scale. That's how I feel Thursday nights. I'm so honored to be in the presence of you guys doing this work. And one of the things we're really looking at is what parts of ourself have we decided are not worthy of love, right? Because that's what our shadow is. It's just a fancy word for saying these are parts of ourselves that we've rejected, that we say this is unlovable. But here's what we're also learning. Any part of ourself that we have decided is unlovable, we cannot love in someone else. Because whatever we are not able to accept about ourselves, we will be unable to accept about others. Debbie Ford from The Dark Side of the Light Chasers, we're using that as our text. She says, what we can't be with won't let us be. So any part of ourselves that we reject, we are bound to reject in others, which is why it's so important that we learn to love and embrace and integrate all parts of ourselves. Father Anthony DeMello has a really interesting take on this, and it supports what we were just talking about. He says, how few understand what love really is and how it arises in the human heart. It is so frequently equated with good feelings toward others, with benevolence or nonviolence or service. But these things in themselves are not love. Love springs from awareness. It is only inasmuch as you see someone as he or she really is here and now, and not as they are in your memory or your desire or in your imagination or your projection, that you can truly love them. Because otherwise, it's not the person that you love, but the idea that you formed of this person, or this person as the object of your desire, not as he or she is in themselves. The first act of love is to see this person or this object, this reality, as it truly is. And this involves the enormous discipline of dropping your desires, your prejudices, your memories, your projections in your selective way of looking. A discipline so great that most people would rather plunge headlong into good actions and service than submit to the burning fire of this asceticism. When you set out to serve someone you have not taken the trouble to truly see, are you meeting that person's needs or your own? Yeah, I don't think you want to mess with this guy. Right? So every Sunday we recite our vision, centered in love. So how does that show up for us? Does it answer the question, what would love do? Are we centered in love? Are we being loving wherever we go? At the grocery store, with our families, parents, children, partners? Or have we decided that there are only certain people in our lives that are worthy of our love? The first act of love is to see this person or object, this reality, as it truly is. And it begins with us. Whatever we don't own, we are bound to project. Whatever unloving feelings we hold toward ourselves, we are bound to project onto others. So Jesus knew this when he answered the question. He understood that nothing else matters until we embrace that truth, that love has to come first. Paul knew it too. No matter how brilliant we are, or how talented we are, or how accomplished we are, without love, we are nothing. So Mother Teresa is going to get the last word. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. Centered in love, we can do great things. Amen?
Amen.
Let's take that into meditation.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way. When I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
So let's take a nice big deep breath together. Breathe so deeply that you feel it moving, flowing through your body, through every muscle and cell and bone and nerve. Feel it moving all the way down and coming out the soles of your feet deep down into the earth. And experience that darkness, that fertility, as your breath swirls amongst the dirt and the stones, the roots of the plants and the trees. Experiencing the deep rest that is occurring at this time of year. We rest in that space of potentiality, embracing the darkness, embracing the deepness of the roots. Just as nature must embrace the darkness and the depth in order to spring forth, so must we be willing to embrace the gifts of the darkness, of those parts of ourselves we have tried to hide away. And in doing so, we have hidden away and rejected any potential gift they may have to offer. The seed doesn't fear the darkness. The seed simply reaches down deep with its roots and reaches up with its stem until it bursts into the sunlight. In order for us to be truly loving, we must be willing to embrace those aspects of ourselves that we have decided are unlovable. And like the seed bursting forth, become fully able to share our gifts, to share our love without hesitation or reservation or fear. To love our neighbor as ourselves begins with ourselves. And we are only capable of loving that neighbor to the depth and extent that we love ourselves.
when we accept and embrace that there is only love, that we are love, then we are able to live from our wholeness, from our beauty, and do many, many things with great love.
There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
So this is the time of our service where we don't pass the basket. We just take this opportunity to thank you for your incredible generosity in your incredible support of the work of this community. I think part of the success of last night was really seeing what a safe space we have created here for everyone to come and feel the love and be themselves and share their incredible gifts and talents with the world. So thank you for your generosity. We appreciate you. We love you. We bless you. We do all of those great things for you, and we are so incredibly grateful.
We might need a little help on the chorus.
Do you think we know the words?
I think you probably do.
You think we know them?
And by the way, speaking of words and text, and the slides today, oh my goodness.
Aren't they beautiful?
So beautiful. Jackie, thank you. Then I can't do it in that key.
Remember, all we need is love.
It's only one word. Y'all can sing with me on this part. Love, love, love.
There it is.
Love, love, love. Love, love, love.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy.
Here we go.
All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Some
Sorry.
I can't
All right.
read.
All right, start on that first.
Okay. There's nothing you can
We're
know that
fried.
isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All together now. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need.
Love is all.
Love is all you need.
We love you.
Love is all you
yeah, yeah.
Love is
yeah.
all you need.
We love you.
Love is all you
yeah,
need.
Yeah,
Love is
yeah.
all you need.
We love you.
Love is all you
yeah,
need.
Yeah,
Love is all you
yeah,
need.
Yeah.
Love is all you need.
I think we can all be forgiven this morning for being just a tad bit punchy. All right, let's sing in the kids with This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Oh, look at all the love up here. What do your papers say? Excellent. Well done, girls. So you learned about love today and kindness,
Yep.
and how love is a verb.
And we made little heart people.
Oh, heart people. Oh, I love it. We're such heart people.
No, you're
No,
not.
okay.
No, you're not. Your body and head and your hands and feet has to be hard.
Oh, okay. I'll work on that. I'll work on that.
You're not becoming a heart person.
Okay, I'll work on the whole heart person
Don't
thing.
become a heart person.
Can we bless you? Can you guys stand up, please, so we can bless you? We would love to bless you. Gemma, can we bless you? Thank you, Gemma. Put your hands up. Are you going to hide? You can't hide from the blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in each and every one of you. And beam that out to our Facebook and YouTube friends. We love you so much. All right, let's sing the peace song.
Sit down. Sit down.
No, I don't want to sit down.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well.
Go forth and do little and great things with amazing love. And please come down for fellowship. We made a triple batch of vegetarian chili. Bye-bye, Facebook and YouTube lands. We love you. Go Chiefs! Gotta love me.